What is good, guys? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to talk about what's going on with Tesla stock in the overall market. But let me first say that I'm not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And don't forget about the Moomoo link. The offer ends very soon. Deposit $100 and you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. Anyways, in my previous video, I mentioned to you all that Tesla may see a pop and drop like move. And if you look at Tesla, if you look at it right now, we got this very big pop to about 182.5. Now we're coming down just a bit, so it sort of did that, but not to the extent that I was thinking. It actually popped a little bit higher than expected. I was thinking Tesla could go as high as 177.6, if not like 180, and then come back down. We went a little bit higher than that. And the reason why that happened was we had some big news that came out. So this news right here, this just came out in the morning. Tesla's German Gigafactory, excuse me, could end up getting power again on Monday. If Tesla makes an announcement that they have power again in the German Gigafactory, the share price could make a nice move to the upside. It's not confirmed yet, but it is a possibility as the workers are working to get power back, repair the power lines to get everything back to normal after the big attack that happened. Besides that, I'm not seeing anything else that's too crazy on the news. There is some news right here that the mega bull Gary Black cut his stake on Tesla. This could be for many different reasons, from repositioning, not to mention him having to do other things. But he also mentioned the fact that there are other things such as macroeconomic factors that got in the way, and he's looking at their PE ratio and other factors like that. So the truth is, I mean, just because one person ends up exiting Tesla does not mean that we all have to just panic and do anything like that. But this has to do with different estimates and what else he's seeing, and also the other headwinds affecting the company. So with that happening, he decided to actually reduce his positions to some extent, and it's not the end of the world. I mean, this happens all the time. Tesla's going to be fine nonetheless, at least for the long term. So don't really like worry too much about that. But for Tesla, now we have this 180 resistance and 182.5. I also want to note that if we end up coming down, watch 179 as support. If we lose that, we could come down to 177.6. But overall, Tesla is very resilient. It's actually doing quite well today because of this big headline that came out. I didn't really see this headline in my morning video. It came out a little bit afterwards, but this is super, super important. If they get power again on Monday, we're going to see the share price really bounce. So it's doing quite well. On top of this, as I predicted, SPY would come down to this level. We talked about this level. So on SPY, we hit 508.5 to a T. That's the exact level I called out. And I said if we lost 509.5, which is the 4-hour 50 EMA, it could happen. If SPY loses 508.5, we could go all the way down to like 507, the 507 area, and then we could see this thing actually bounce after that. I think SPY has dropped pretty hard, and we have like a falling wedge, so there is a good chance that a bounce could come later, but that's going to depend on CPI. But having a falling wedge approaching CPI is typically a good sign that the market might get a bounce. So we'll see if that ends up being the case. But for now, just know that SPY has this resistance at this 509 area. It's very minor. 510 is stronger resistance. And we also have support at 508.5 and 507. With this downtrend being established, we're going to be watching to see if we can get a break from here. But overall, we'll see what happens with CPI. With the QQQ, it's something very similar. I may have to redraw this, but the truth is the QQQ is currently coming down to our target. I talked about how the QQQ might bounce and retest 438, then make its way down towards 436. It could go a little lower. I talked about 434 being a possibility and a bounce from there, but I just want to warn you all that we have this falling wedge-like structure approaching CPI, so we'll see how it goes. We're trying to rebound right here, so we'll see how well we hold up. We could just continue to trade like sideways in this range right here, and then we'll see if we get a bounce or not. For Nvidia ended up coming down just a bit to our targets. I talked about 844. It came just a little bit under that before it's now trying to come back up. So it reached our targets exactly. We mentioned that may pop and drop. 844 came. Now it's trying to make its way back up to 874. So now it's just going to kind of consolidate for a bit, I think. I don't really expect too much craziness from it. It may come down to like 862 again, make its way back up and just trade sideways. We might see some consolidation as time goes on. And of all things, Aapl, we talked about this big test coming on Aapl. We actually broke past the trend line. And once this broke, I told you to watch this gap fill. We're actually a little short of it. So Aapl does have potential to try to retest 174 and kind of consolidate a little bit. But then CPI is going to cause another big move for it. So overall, Aapl is showing some strength. Could push a little bit more, especially if we get it back above 174, and then we'll see how it goes from there. With that being said, guys, Tesla is actually a little bit stronger than what I was expecting in the morning. I didn't expect it to pop and then drop. We did sort of do that, especially because of how SPY is affecting it. But the truth is, the reason why Tesla is doing even better is because new news came out that the Gigafactory could open on Monday. So that being said, this thing is going to be continuing to consolidate in this range, in my opinion, as time goes on. It could get dragged a little bit lower because of SPY, but then I do think it's going to, for the most part, hold up. I don't expect Tesla to just like crash all the way back down. It could get dragged a little lower, closer to 177.6 again because of SPY, then make its way back up. And I think it's just going to remain in this range for the most part for the rest of the day. And then we'll see what CPI causes after that for tomorrow. But with that being said, guys, thank you for listening. Hopefully, this video was helpful for some more insights. I'll see you guys very soon in just a couple of hours. Thank you for listening and peace out.